Hi guys, welcome back to Vida Itana. My name is Abby, and today we are going to be doing one of my go-to ancestor meditations. And because the moon's in Libra, we're going back to, because I missed the past couple of weeks because I wasn't in New York. I basically missed the past couple of weeks. I was in Grenada, I was in Philly, I was like working, there was just a lot of stuff going on. So I missed the past couple of weeks for the Ancestor series, so we're starting it again with one of my Ancestor meditations. This one is for those who have issues meditating specifically. We're gonna do those song. You're gonna need a couple of things, not really a lot. We're not gonna do a candle like specifically. You can still do a candle if you want to. I recommend doing one every week, but you don't have to do one for what we're going to do because this is an ancestor meditation. What you will need is to cleanse. I'm going to use sage. You can use Palo Santo if you want to. You're also going to need to get a tarot deck or an oracle deck. I'm going to be using the Gypsy oracle cards. They look like this. Look like that. I like these specifically because they speak on a specific topic. It's not necessarily something that's like, oh, it's a quote that this is something you need to focus. It's not like that. It's like room, faithfulness, misfortune. Like they have specific, like reunion. Like it's specific words. And so we're gonna meditate on these words in relation to our ancestors as far as what messages is coming up for us. But first, we are going to cleanse. So the first thing you're gonna need to burn up some sage. And the reason why this is for beginners is because you're going to be meditating on the card. Usually a lot of people have issues meditating because they have so much thoughts. I'm going to give you a thought to think about. You're going to be thinking about the card. That's what you're going to do. So you're just gonna cleanse, and I usually do crown and then I do chakras all the way down to your feet. Okay, and at this point in time you would like to cleanse your deck, you could do that too. I kind of like to do like every single edge. Now, the purpose of this specifically is to set an intention. So as you're shuffling, you're going to call down your ancestors specifically, and you're going to say, I call down my ancestors to give me any message that I need to know right now for my spiritual health, my physical health, my social health, what I need to know from the spiritual world, spiritual realm, so that I can succeed in the physical realm. What is blocking me at this time? Any messages that you have for me? And trust me, they always have a lot to say. So it's, you know, it's basically very open. This deck specifically is really good for that because, again, it's just words. So it's not quotes. It's not like specific thing that you go into the book and you read and stuff like that. This doesn't have like a designated book. It's supposed to be what triggers you. That's why I really like this oracle deck. So we're going to talk about it. So you're going to shuffle with that intention in mind. You're going to say if there's a specific ancestor that you really connect to the most, or if there was an ancestor that passed recently or whatnot, like you can definitely customize it to what you need. You can call them down specifically. You can just say my ancestors. A lot of time, like with me, my grandma specifically is kind of like the leader of my ancestor army. That's the way it rolls. Like she's the representative, so she's the one that communicates with me, and she gives me the tea basically of what's going on. And then when I do the different ancestor meditation where you call down all the ones that are showing up for you at the moment, they all then showed up. But for the most part, she's the one that she pretty much raised me at a certain point, so we're really connected because there's just a lot of stuff as far as me and my grandma goes. So after you shuffled it, you can go ahead and you're gonna ask Spirit to give you a card. You're not gonna pull one. you're gonna wait for one to jump. If multiple jumps, you can take it, follow your spirit with it, but you're asking for one card. So calling on my ancestors to give me one card, one message that I need to know right now. A message that I need to know right now. Okay, so 2 came out for me. Ooh, okay. Mine was constancy and merchant. So what you're going to do, so you're going to take a moment, put the other cards away, put the other cards away. You're going to take a moment, and you're going to, if you get too much multiple cards, you're going to have to like pause this video at some point and just look at the card. When you first saw the word that came up for you, or saw the phrase, whatever oracle card you're doing, if you're using regular tarot, what is your initial gut reaction, where it's pointing to? It's gonna be aligned with the issue, and be aware that your intuition is gonna come into play with this. So you're gonna look at the card and you're going to just meditate with the card. You're gonna like really dive into, and this is something that like Geminis do, they can very much, like, they have many questions about one thing. Like, you give them a topic and they're like, oh my god, but what about this, and what about that, and what about this and that, and then they'll start interconnecting it. It'll turn into a web. I know this because I'm a Gemini moon, but this is kind of what you're going to be doing. You're going to kind of go with your thoughts, and this meditation is going to help you, those who always say like, I struggle meditating because anytime I close my eyes and I get into the position or whatever, like, I just have so much thoughts and all this stuff. You're meant to have thoughts with this, okay? Because we're gonna head into the conversation that you're gonna have with your ancestors. But before then, you need to process this, because a lot of it, they're just gonna repeat it to you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You're gonna take each card, you're gonna take a moment, look at the card, and whatever comes up with you, whatever comes up for you, just keep going. See where your mind is taking you. See where you're headed as to why that's coming up for you. See the possibilities of like what is it that is triggering. Why did it kind of make you feel that? Whatever it is. If you have multiple cards, again, take the other one. I already know what my ancestors are trying to say with this. Once you do this enough, you'll just know by the cards, but doing the meditation is going to help as well. Take the other one, you look at it, think about what it's relating to, what you're working on, how it's connected, what's your subconscious, what you've been dreaming about, certain things, because they're going to be hinting at stuff to you in multiple avenues. And so when you do this, it allows you to really just zone in, just to like, okay, merchant, what does that mean for me? Well, I have a business, I have this and that, I'm doing this at work, whatever it is. I'm going to pull one from an oracle card for me, just so I can show you guys how it would be if it was tarot. So I'm going to pull one real quick for me, just for the sake of the video. Just for the sake. But I'm doing this meditation for you guys. It's not, this meditation is not necessarily so, ancestors, I ask that you give me a message, a card, something that I need to know right now, something that I need to address right now, something that I need to be aware of, energetically, spiritually, physically, mentally. And I'm going to ask for one card again. Okay, one card. 5 of Pentacles. So you can do this with multiple cards. There is a whole ancestor spread that you can do. There's a lot of things you can do. I'm not surprised this came out, especially with merchant and constancy. I'm not surprised. Like, I already know where this whole thing is going for me. But again, look at the card, look at what it's telling you, what it's coming up for you, how you're emotionally feeling to it, what your initial reactions to it, what's the first thing that comes to your mind about it. And then just look at it, meditate with it. Just look at the card. And when you're looking at the card, what it does, it makes you focus on that one thing. Like, you're not going to think about like what you're going to eat tomorrow or whatever. No, you're just focusing on that one thing. So after you're done doing that, what you're going to do is that you are going to get comfortable. You can get into the lotus pose if you want to, or half lotus. You can be in your bed. I do ancestor meditations almost anywhere. You can literally be in your bed just laying down right before you go to sleep. when you wake up, whatever. I usually do it when I wake up. I do my kind of like my higher self meditation, and I include my ancestors, so they all just come in. And then sometimes what would happen is the random deities will just come in and just give me messages as well. It's just like a collective meeting. It's like the meeting of everybody basically. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get comfortable, and you're going to get in whatever position you want to. You can get on the bed, you could whatever, we talked about it. You can do this after yoga. Actually doing it after yoga is actually probably a little bit better and a little bit easier for those who struggle with meditation itself, because what it does is that, because after you did all that thing to your body and your body's all like, I'm tired, like the death pose, the corpse pose, it makes you just relax. And so there's a point in there where you're not thinking about anything, and you're almost like you could fall asleep if you let yourself, you know what I mean? And that is the middle area where you just want to let go of thoughts, and you can call on your ancestors there as well. So there's different ways to try it, and I do recommend it. I've done it too, like the yoga and all that stuff. It definitely helps. There's different ways to try it, so let me know if you guys try it differently and try like your own combination. The thing about meditation is that you can literally mix and match different things for what you need. But so as you're getting into this pose, you're gonna look at the cards, or what if it was one, let's say it was this one, it was merchant for me, whatever, it was merchant. You're gonna look at the card and like, okay, you're gonna think of 3 questions that you want to ask. Just 3. Like set the intention for, like, this is meant to be like maybe a 5 to 10 minute meditation. You don't have to do a super long meditation with your ancestors. You don't need to. It literally depends on what they need to tell you. Sometimes they need to tell you a lot. Sometimes they're like, okay, you need to do this, this, and this, and that. Watch out for this, watch out for that, and then okay, bye. So from the card that you received, from the message that you received from the card, come up with 3 questions. How you can best address it. There's different ways like that you can ask different questions. You can literally come up with your own questions. You can use the questions I'm going to tell you. So how you can best address it. What's the energy around this? What's blocking you? How can you best overcome this? You can also ask them for help as well. It's like, okay, I'm struggling with this, and thank you for bringing it to my attention. Can you guys help me be better, or see this better, or address this better in the future? Can you help me navigate it better? What do I need to do, or whatnot? So you can come up with 3 questions, whatever 3 questions based on the card, customized it to your will. You're gonna get into the position. You're going to think about the card, because again, you're not thinking about tomorrow's food. Think about the card. Thinking about the questions. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to relax. You're going to breathe. You're going to count to 8 when you're breathing in. Just breathe in, big breath, breathe out. Breathe in, big breath, breathe out 8 times. And then you're going to call down your ancestors. Again, you already called them down for the cards, but you're going to just, again, speak out your intention for what it is. You don't have to do it out loud. You could just do it in your head. But you're going to say, I'm calling down all my ancestors, the ones who are present with me, who are working with me, who want to work with me, to help me to clear up any messages that I need to clear up. And then you're going to go into asking the questions that you need. If you want to take a pause in between, that's totally fine. This is a good way also to practice the clairs. I think I'm going to make more videos about how to work with the clairs, because I did talk about it on my Instagram recently when I talked about Eastern State Penitentiary when I went to Philly, and I talked about the clairs. This is a good way to work with the clairs, because a lot of the times you'll literally see your ancestors, or you'll see literally the vision of the message, or you start smelling stuff and you'll like start getting triggered by an ancestor, like who used to smoke or used to wear a certain thing and stuff. So you'll pay attention to your sensitivity, and also pay attention, because of those sensitivities, which clairs are coming up for you, because that just means that you're developing in those areas as well. So it's like, it's all beneficial for you. So you're going to go in, you're going to ask them to come down to help you and assist you and to speak to you and give you messages. You're going to say hello, first and foremost. You're going to thank them, of course. You're going to ask your questions and make sure you give them enough time to answer. Sometimes they're very fast, very direct. Sometimes it takes a minute and they want to show you something. So give it enough time for it to just be shown to you. And when you're ready, when you feel like you're ready, and you'll know when you're ready, you can go into the next question. After you're done, you can ask them to help you with the situation and how are they, and you can better work with them. You're going to thank them, and then you can come out when you're ready. If you would like to, because there's different ways to ground your energy before you go in. You can visualize yourself just with, actually you could just close your eyes and you're gonna picture a yellow light coming through, or a white light coming through, anchoring you down to the earth and then going up to your crown. And then that way you have that connection earth-wise and like crown chakra-wise. You can do that if you want to. You don't always have to. There's times that I just literally close my eyes and I just call them and I'm like, hey, and then that's it. And we have a conversation. Also, keep in mind that the voices that you hear are not going to be your own as well. When you're calling down your ancestors, the voices that you hear, they could sound similar to you. There's some people that it'll sound similar to you until you actually start listening to it closely and you realize that it's not. Because my grandma does not sound like me at all. So it's like, I know it's her. My higher self also sounds a little bit different than me. There's levels to it. So just pay attention to the details. Kind of take what you can in the moment. If you want to journal afterwards, you can. You can start an ancestor journal if you want to. You can do all that. And you can take the messages. Don't forget to do libations. If you didn't do libations in the morning, make sure you do libations before you do this meditation. It's very important. I'm sorry I'm not guiding you guys through it. I just wanted to explain it to you because I feel like it's a little bit better if you actually did it versus me sitting here and telling you, okay, so now ask your ancestors this, because it needs to be personalized. It needs to be something that you customize to what you need in the moment, what's coming up for you, what the card is saying. And the reason why I wanted to do it this way is because, again, the moon is in Libra right now, and every week from before it was in a different sign, and it was in a cardinal sign, and it was like earth, it was like air, fire and stuff. So I was like, okay, let's keep going with the theme. So we did a water one, and I wanted to do an air one. So this one again has to do with different messages, the way we communicate. That's all that the air signs are all about: communication, all about thoughts, all about all these different things. So this is a really good meditation to do right now. But I also wanted to incorporate different ways to get messages, which is why I told you guys to get the oracle cards, just so you can have a solid foundation of what you need to ask. Because I feel like a lot of people get overwhelmed with communicating with the ancestors. It's like, oh, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, like I just feel like I don't know. And it's almost like you feel disconnected when they're like your family. And it's kind of like just talking to your family about an issue. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions and how it worked out. You can message me, you can email me, you can comment down below, you can do whatever. Follow me on Instagram, let me know, DM me, slide into my DMs. And yeah, let me know how it worked out for you guys. And we're gonna do a couple of more different ancestor meditations because there's a plethora. There's so many different ones. I was thinking about actually doing a visualization one this time, but I was like, no, this needs to be like a 1, 2, 3 type thing. I wanted to do it a little bit more easier for those who struggle with meditation. So yeah. Anyway, all my links and stuff will be down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.